Namaste, Jai Bharat. We have seen that when Punjabis became Muslims and went to Pakistan, they have lost many of their senses and common sense. Similar thing had happened to Bengalis also. Bengalis have their own standing, their own culture, their own tradition, but with Islamization, they lost everything. Otherwise, how can they be Bengalis or in Bangladesh who are so foolish and insensible, idiotic? This person, the qualified advisor, is qualified advisor of who, what, no one knows. But nonetheless, an advisor to nothing. Yunus, I'm talking with him, let the Jamaat Islami loose. And exactly like this Erdogan in Turkey, wanted to continue his regime with the help of radical Islam. Whether it is Jamaat Islami, Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, or Jaish-e-Mohammed, or Hamas, or Hezbollah, or Houthi, whatever may be the terrorist outfit. The point is, someone is trying to extend his authority and rule and power with the help of these people. That's precisely what is happening in Turkey now. Erdogan. Most likely Iran is precisely doing that, though one is Shia, another one is Sunni, it doesn't make any difference. As far as the radical activities are concerned, whichever sect one belongs to, doesn't really make any difference. And then this Bangladesh, Yunus. So he, right in the beginning, let the radical Islam loose, Jamaat Islami there, and then many outfits are there, not just one outfit. But I do not know, perhaps no one knows how many outfits are there. They themselves may not know how many outfits are there. So let them loose. And their immediate action was to destroy Hindu temples, then Hindu property, then Hindu houses, then kill, rape, these all kinds of unimaginable atrocities on humanity to the Hindus, and then Hindus and Christians and Buddhists, anyone who is a kafir in their understanding is just destroyed. After some time they will find kafirs among themselves, and they'll start killing one another. This process of violence is an infinite regress. It will go infinitely. So this man, after doing all those things, when he wanted to rise, he of course absolutely no shame, shamelessly request Bharat and we keep. For something they keep requesting. Even electricity they keep requesting. All these things we give. But after taking that, they think they are very smart. That's what I said. They are not Bengalis, really. They are not really Bengalis. They have lost the Bengali culture long before. Like the Punjabi Muslims in Pakistan. They are not Punjabis anymore. Of course they are not Punjabis. I wouldn't consider them as Punjabis. Similarly, these Bangladeshis, I wouldn't consider them as Bengalis. Because the Bengalis, I understand, are quite different from this kind of people. Now, they then, after doing all this bootlegging, requesting, getting their things, they think it's because of their greatness they get all these things. And then wanted to meet Prime Minister. Good that our PM did not entertain him. I'm not using the word ignorance, but did not entertain him. So, I'll go. Hum jange China ka paas. Then he goes to China. How he goes to China, I don't know if he doesn't have an aircraft or not. He borrows an aircraft from China, and using that he goes to China to meet Xi Jinping, etc. Of course. These Chinese are not simple people. They would put 1 paisa and they would get 2 paisa back. They are simply business people. Totally contradictory to what Marx was envisaged in communism. They are not communists in action. They are communists in words. There was a slogan way back in my younger days. Some journalist in Delhi way back, and I must be in 70s or late 60s. Lips full of socialism, heart full of feudalism. They were using this slogan. I forgot the content. I was studying in schools. It came printed. Those days, Hindu was a good newspaper. Hindu newspaper was having. It did not get the sufferings of infiltration, or Hindu newspaper was not hijacked by the radicals, left liberals. Those days, it was Kasturi's time. He was alive. They used to report nicely and good language they used to use. So, Hindu was a popular paper those days. It's only much later it changes its facet. You all know why it happened. So they say one thing, and that do exactly opposite. So Marx envisages communism as an ultimate synthesis of their dialectical process of thesis, antithesis, synthesis, until revolution, then post-revolution, when it's a dictatorship of proletariats, which is one class society, not a classless society, one class society, where forward moving is not through dialectical materialism, but through a coconut bullshit called as criticism and self-criticism. This is what they talk about. Full of jargons. This is precisely what Marx thought about, but essentially against a system of capitalism. And what China says, China claims to be communist. It speaks that they're communists, but then they are functioning as capitalists. Trade, business, profit, invest, get back. Invest money in poor countries. Bring them into the told and skews out of them. This is exploitation. This is exploitation of the helpless people. Marx will have to find another term instead of proletariat. They are not proletariat, they are nations. That's what China is doing. They still go around with sickles, hammer, red flags. They really have nothing to do with Marx. And I don't know if their party people have ever understood or learned Marxism. But there is a dictatorship. Marx thought of dictatorship of proletariats, which is not the highest synthesis. Dictatorship of proletariats is an immediate system of government that comes immediately after revolution. And then it has to move into communism. That's a problem. That's still the theory of Marx. But here it is not dictatorship of proletariats. In China it is dictatorship of the Communist Party. Yes, it is dictatorship of the Communist Party, which is not really different from any other kind of dictatorship. There are also few people are dictators. Their whims, fancies takes place, and there are many people who exploit them. There are many exploited. There is alienation. There is surplus value. There is all cock and bull stories which Marx envisaged in his Marxist theory. Funny, isn't it? This Yunus goes to China and says, look, see, we control the oceans. What oceans? His oceans. Saptasagara he controls, I suppose. And the chicken neck, if you break, Siliguri corridor implies, if you break, you can get the entire northeast in your hand, and we will help. These people are not lust of both speaking loud like we call Lahoris. They become same. We'll do everything, you come. And China is not foolish enough to play into this idiot's hands. He went there, he spoke and came back. China said, okay, we'll try to put some factories China wants to put, because Chinese products are facing sanctions. Not really sanctions, tariff from US. High tariff. And if China puts their factories in Bangladesh, it becomes made in Bangladesh. So there are less profit, less tariff, they get their profit back. And of course, people in Bangladesh will also get jobs. This is good understanding. They said that, but their corridor, Chinese corridor into Bangladesh, is simply a thought which only Muhammad Yunus could think in his Nobel prized brain. This he tries, and I don't know how China is not foolish. They are not going to plane, but this man still goes around doing. But then he has something very serious brewing behind his chair. That's their army chief. What's his name? Wakharul Zaman. He is instantly his relative of Sheikh Hasina, and I do not know if he really wants Sheikh Hasina to be back, and if she gives a great signal to him, to her, and if she gets back to Bangladesh, say out to find out a submarine to get escape from Bangladesh through some other rivers of Bangladesh. He really can fly out. He has to find a submarine like Hitler one time. We shall meet again with some other thought. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.